Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Christmas came early for shoppers in Burleson, Texas, which is located about 45 miles southwest of Dallas. What had happened is they had a glitch in the computer system. Shoppers were standing around for a while wondering if they were going to leave empty-handed. Rather than letting them leave empty-handed, the manager made an announcement. All right, everybody, groceries on us. Merry Christmas. Yeah. Check out the video, leave your comments, and I'll come back with mine.
All right, guys. HEB, we love having you as our customers. Thank you for waiting with us. Unfortunately, the computers are not coming back up right now. So today, everything that you have, we are going to bag you up, and we hope every one of you have a very Merry Christmas and continue to shop with us. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. So please be very patient with us. We're going to do our best to get you in and out, okay? Please stay where you are.
I ain't got no problem with that. Salute to the manager, who more than likely recognized that there was a glitch in the system and took charge, decided to, you know what, this would be a good idea to just let them have it, let them have the groceries. And she probably made that phone call up top and she got to go ahead, and salute to her superior who gave her the go ahead to allow that to happen. That's beautiful. No receipts, no questions asked. At a time when many Americans are hurting financially. I mean, people get hit in the pockets, and you still got to eat no matter what. You still got to eat. So oftentimes, man, people are down to their last when they're at the grocery store. Something we don't think about a lot, because you assume since everybody's in the store, everybody must have money. At least they're all right, and we don't really think about when people go into them stores, oftentimes they're on their last, Same thing with me, when I was, before I got to the bag, man, sometimes I walk in that store, man, and my thing was like, pay my bills first, make sure I pay my bills, and buy as much groceries as I could afford. I didn't care about going out. I didn't care about smoking, drinking. I didn't do drugs and all that stuff. So I didn't have any of those other type of vices. So my thing was make sure that I got a roof over my head. I take care of my utilities, and I can eat. As long as I can do that, I got action. I can function. Because I can't be one of them dudes that, try to visit people so I can eat at their house. That's something kids would do, right? In fact, that is something I did when I was a kid. My buddy, mama used to cook fish every Friday. They lived a couple of doors down from us. So I would go over their house. I would just make sure I just happened to be at their house on Fridays. And I used to try to spend the night sometimes, make sure that, I was in on the head count. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, fam, Publix, Kroger's, Randall's, Ralph's, Wally World, where you at? Where you at, Walmart? Yeah. HEB over here stunting on y'all. Yeah. What are y'all going to give back to the people? That's the type of store I can support. That's the type of business I do not mind giving my money to, because HEB is very much community oriented. A lot of these stores, all they do is take. A lot of businesses, period. All they do is take. And yeah, the bigger ones will have some type of little initiative where they give a little something over here, give a little something over there. But that's more like tax write-offs and stuff like that. These people appear to genuinely care about the communities they serve. So I gotta salute that because, most of them are not built like that, fam. I know when I would go into those stores when my money was tight, I'm in the store, I got a basket full of food. I'm talking about I shop. When I go in, I will shop, enough to carry me over past the next payday. So I have a basket full of food. So it might look like I'm balling. It might look like, I got it. I got it enough to pay for these groceries that's in this basket. But man, hey, everybody ain't able, man. Everybody ain't able. So for them to be able to recognize that, and you know how I know that everybody ain't able in regards to that situation, so many people were crying about it. They were actually like so happy that they were given a break. They cried, and man, it shouldn't even really be all of that, man. This is one of the richest countries in the world. We should not have to make giving like this such a big deal. I mean, we should make it a big deal overall, but when somebody does give, when a grocery store does give free food out like that, it shouldn't be treated as like something unique. This should be who we are, like all the time. And all of the stores, this should be commonplace. Yeah, I mean, am I making sense, fam? This should be commonplace because we got it. We got it. Look how much food they throw away every night in these grocery stores. Man, you go in, that's why they have to put locks. They don't have to, but they put locks on these grocery store dumpsters because those homeless people be in there, grabbing that food and stuff. And, some people say, well, that's evil that they will lock it. But the problem is that if they eat that food and get sick because that food is expired, they can get hit with a lawsuit. And then next thing you know, it's a problem. So they'll either throw that food out or they'll give it to a food pantry. You dig what I'm saying? They'll give it to some type of food bank, instead of throwing it away. I think that's admirable that they do that. But yeah, we shouldn't be going through that, fam. This is one of the richest countries in the world. And we should not have a hunger problem. There should not be a hunger problem in this country. All these damn prices, the way that they pricing food, not just food. And I looked up last year, my car insurance doubled. My home insurance almost doubled. Health insurance has doubled and tripled over the last few weeks. Doubled and tripled. I mean, it's almost like they really want to kill us. They want us to die. And I can't stop talking about how they put these chemicals in our food and water supply. And now they've approved forever chemicals to be sprayed on our food crops. You can't convince me that these people don't want us dead. And then they silence holistic doctors. You get on any of these platforms, you start talking about natural healing, which is where we started off as a society. We started off with natural healing. When the Rockefellers and the other boys figured that they could make $1 off the medicine, that's when they started incentivizing the doctors and the colleges to promote pharmaceuticals. And now we have a whole country of sick people. And it's going to be like that for a long time because they're making too much money. And people will die before they allow that to change. They will actually allow people to die before they allow that to change. You got holistic doctors coming up missing. Some of these holistic doctors are scared to death. These holistic doctors got real stories of people who have beat cancer, people who have healed their kidneys naturally, regulated their blood pressure naturally, regulated their cholesterol naturally, without any type of medicines. And they can't have that. They can't have that. So anybody out there practicing holistic, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all practicing that natural way, you gotta watch your back. You gotta be very careful because they will kill you. They will kill you. And it is absolutely amazing how so many good people are targeted for assassination, and so many bad people get to live their life out and die of natural causes. That's cold-blooded, man. In case you're wondering, HEB is primarily owned by the Butt family, who founded the company with the extended family owning about 90%, while the remaining 10% is held by employees through an ownership program. Charles Butt, the grandson of founder Florence Butt, serves as the current chairman and CEO, continuing the family leadership. And here are some key points. The key owners and leadership includes the grandson of the founder, Charles Butt, who has led the company since 1971. He is the majority shareholder and was CEO for 40 years before stepping down from that role in 2021. Howard Butt III, the nephew of Charles Butt, he took over as CEO in 2021 and remains in that position as of late 2025. Employees, partners. In 2015, HEB launched an employee ownership program. As of 2024, the goal was to gradually award up to 15% of the company to eligible employees known as partners. Other family members of the Butt family who serve on the board or in executive roles include Eleanor Butt Crook, who is a board member, and Stephen Butt, president of Central Market and board member. The ownership history is as follows. In 1905, it was founded by Florence Butt as a small grocery store in Kerrville, Texas, with a $60 investment. Wow. In 1919, management was handed to her son, Howard Edward Butt. In 1971, Howard E. Butt Sr. transferred control to his son, Charles Butt. Presently, the company remains one of the largest held firms in the United States and is the largest private employer in the state of Texas. Now, guess where they get the name from? I already told you. Howard E. Butt, his initials, HEB, Howard E. Butt. So HEB got a hell of a story. A lot of people will swear by HEB. Overall, it's good, but they got a couple things they can work on. They can work on that produce a little bit better, I used to get my groceries over there, but I kind of stopped getting my produce over there. There's another place that I go to that I think is superior to them. But overall, I think I would give HEB about maybe a B-. I'll give them about a B-. There is no A's out there, period. I can tell you that. Well, there's no A+. Might be a B+. How about that? A B+. But I ain't seen no A's out there, fam. All of these companies have their, pros and cons, so to speak. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.